Hey everybody, it's Lewis Porter Jr. And of course it is May 24th, 2016. Today is incredibly overcast. I look like I'm about to get rained on here. So if you see me run for cover, don't be surprised because, you know, things happen in Florida. It gets kind of wet. I need to apologize to y'all. The reason that I'm casting a little late today is that one of my friends, that's right, Yushika Florence, needed an intervention because she was talking, well, I was trying to comfort her. Having watched Game of Thrones on Sunday, still having some issues with the whole scene with my main man Hodor, and you gotta hold that door, playboy, gotta hold that door. So these things happen, you really can't do nothing about that, you know. And Yushika, hey, thanks for joining me, I always appreciate that. Don't cry anymore, Yushika. It's all good, it's all good. You know, he might be coming back, you never know. I ain't coming back. That boy ain't coming back. Boy, he's dead as a door now. But hold that door, baby. Hold that door. So, let's talk about my favorite thing in the world to talk about. Of course, money. We're going to be talking about the other favorite thing, pay rates. Talking about pay rates for people who are in the industry. So, yesterday we had a lovely beginning talk, but of course I had to cut it short due to work. So, today I'm going to give you a little part 2 to all this excitement. So, pay rates. Let's talk about artists. Because we always talk about writers. Writers always get writers get the short end of the stick. Writers get that, you know, we're going to pay you X amount of dollars, and if you're lucky, we'll pay you kind of thing. But artists, I think, even get like kind of the worst of it, and this is why. Artists in general are people who spend a lot of time doing amazingly beautiful things. And it's just, you know, they get to let their creative juices flow, they get to put them on the paper, and they get to see all this massively amazing stuff. The downside to this is that most artists, and I mean this in a nice way, but it's true, aren't really businessmen. That's not their forte. Their forte is making pretty pictures and making sure they look great, making sure people get the excitement from them. But the business side of it, not so much. The business side, it's kind of more like, you know, as well as their art is equally how bad their business sense is. And people get this whole thing where it's just like, oh, you need to pay artists this much and pay this much. Look, I believe a very simple theory. If you want to get paid more, you got to ask to get paid more. You always got to ask to get paid more. Most people don't want to ask for more money, but they're like, oh, I'm not really that good. I'm not really good at that artist. I'm like, please. Man, I'm a horrible writer. And I tell people, oh yeah, I want as much money as I can get. Oh yeah, you should. And sometimes, let's be honest, they don't have the business savvy because that's not something they study. They're not interested in that. If you're going to work freelance, you're going to understand that part of the game, get the knowledge. Go out, get the education. There's tons of books you can read. There's tons of great stuff you can get information on. I'm just saying off the top of my head. You can go get a 4-hour work week. While everything may not be valid in there for you, there is a lot of information that will help you become a better business person, better business minded. You know, it's very weird. Like I said, I never quite understood why artists always feel like they're on the back end of this, they're on the bad end of this. Artists should be, you know, up front. I mean, let's be honest. Books are great, but the art isn't there to make the book even look better. People are gonna pick it up. I mean, just imagine a book with a cover that's pretty generic. White text, black cover. Oh, okay. No. That's not going to excite people. But imagine a cover where you've got a big old dragon attacking a small village, and you got one lone knight there with his arm basically slashed off and bleeding out of it, holding a sword. He's like just covered and still trying to fight this dragon. I mean, that's what they're doing. They're turning someone's imagination into artwork so we can pretend that we're there. We're in that moment. So, I mean, for artists, get that knowledge. Go out there, figure out a way that you can be out there learning the trade better. I mean, I'm just saying from LPJ Design, we went from a very, very, I can say that, went from a very low pay point for artists for a very long time. I was very, very ruthless, but, you know, hey man, it's a business. I'm looking to find people who want to work. I want to find people who can do the work for the price I need. And I went after those people, and I worked them. Like you're supposed to do. You're supposed to go out there. You're supposed to find ways to get these people interested in what you're doing and get them involved and pay them what you can afford. You know, so many people talking about, oh, you gotta pay them more. Nope, I can only afford this way, but you gotta pay them more. That's not fair. Nope, This is what we both agreed to. This is what I'm paying them. And people can get offended. They're like, how could you just say that, Louis? That's horrible. That's not even fair. It's like, well, that's what we agreed to. So, as an artist, you need to be ruthless about your trade, about your craft, as I am as ruthless about my business and doing the right thing and trying. Because let's be honest, if you're not going to continue doing this. If you take a lackadaisical attitude of, oh, it doesn't matter, oh, whatever, it just works out in the end. What works out in the end? Death. Death works out in the end. And that's about it. So, focus on being a good business person about this. Focus on understanding why you're valuable, and even better, how you can add value. Okay, now that being said, there's a lot of people out there who are artists who are not of the caliber they think they are. Sorry guys, a lot of you are good, okay, but you're not great. You're not great. If you think that you're a great artist, go out, put yourself out there, and have people pay you. Great artists get paid. If you're a great artist, your art's going to speak for itself. It's going to be awesome. People don't want to see it. Boom. And you'll get people who just pay you money for it. Also educate yourself on the field itself. What's different with freelancing than, I guess I'd say, standard publishing? If you're going to freelance, if you're going to, even better, what kind of artist are you going to be? Are you going to focus on covers? Are you going to focus on maybe interior shots? Are you going to focus on character design? There's all different stuff you can focus on. There's all stuff that you're becoming popular with, and there's all kinds of stuff that you can become infamously famous with. So it really depends on what you want to do and what you want to see for yourself. I mean, there's tons of artists that I know. I mean, just friends of artists I think have done a great job being good artists, but also kind of hampered themselves because they didn't go out there as much. They didn't hustle as much as they could have. It's kind of amazing when you see guys that they're like, wow, that guy's a really good artist. He should be doing books for so-and-so, or he should be doing books for a video game company. But they're not, because they're not hustling. They don't want to hustle. They don't want to, I'll just do what I have to do, and I'll get by, and I'll just take whatever I get. And I'm like, no, why would you do that? I mean, because there's so many... Look, if you want to be successful, just stick to the plan. The plan's very simple. If you say you're going to do something, do it. Execute. That's 90% of it right there. And most people don't want to do that. Most people talk about wanting to do that, but they don't do that. They talk about, I'm going to work hard at this. No, you're not. No, you're not. You're not going to do it. So they're just BSing themselves, make themselves feel better. And they blame, the reason I didn't get that gig because that guy didn't like me. No. The reason you didn't get that gig because you didn't do any work. I don't even think you want to be a pass-through artist. I want you to be an artist who understands their value, number one. Number two, I want you to be an artist who actually does what they say. I've worked with a lot of artists who said, I'm going to get this thing to you at this date, don't worry about it. Boom, the deadline's blown. The deadline's blown by like a month. And what's the reason? I got tied up with some other stuff. No, they overbooked themselves. They didn't work like they were supposed to, and they took the money and said, they thought about it, they spent it already without actually doing the work. Don't spend the money until you actually do the work. That's another issue. People start spending money in their head of, I got this gig, I got this gig, I got this gig, and maybe it doesn't come through. I know an artist just recently that, if you mean in that sense, yes. I'd say myself, definitely people have used me to pass through to the higher level. I mean, I think even writers have done that. There are tons of writers who've worked with me who, like I said, at the beginning of their career, that have gotten better and now can work for big guys. And I think that's a good thing. I think, realistically, I think Jeff Lee will definitely be doing that. I think Michael McCarthy will definitely be doing that. I think the quality of their work is proven. And they've gone to, I guess I say I'm one of the bigger of the small guys. And you off to lunch? Going to lunch? Going to lunch? Oh, you're not feeling well? Well, it must be nice. Some of us regular people will be here. See ya. See, people get off early. Must be nice. But yeah, I mean, people that I've worked with have gone on to other stuff. I like knowing that people I've worked with have gotten better. But, I like to say I saw them when they were raw. I knew them when they were fresh and they were interesting and they were still, they're still made of that clay. And then they hung out with me, did some time with Porter, and now they're hard as stone. So I like that. I like knowing that I actually got to be involved with that. There's a lot of quality guys have always got this, like Owen. Owen and I just happen to like a lot of the same things. I think it's a weird, freaky thing, but it just happens that way. He's one of those guys who work with me. He's a big modern guy. I'm a big modern guy. I'd love to do more modern stuff with him because I think we'd have a great time doing modern stuff. You know, I just think you find the right people. Drop rain. Find the right people you can work with. Find the best way you can work with them, and then get paid for what you do. Now, I said all that to say this. We at LPJ Design have basically upped our rates on artists from, we used to pay, like I said, small rates, but now for character designs, we're paying about $100 a page. For a full page design, like a full color page, and this is all color, I'm talking all color. A full color, look at those clouds. A full color, full page design can run you anywhere between $100 to $200. It all depends. It all depends on what's going on, how much work is entailed, and who I get. But I don't think those are unrealistic rates. I think they're rates that are reasonable for the market. I think the sales are comparable to that. I just think a lot of people need to understand why we pay what we pay and how it works, really. I think a lot of us get like hung up on, I'd say silly things, but not silly, but they get hung up on things of, well, this gig I need to get paid $500 because I got this bill to pay. That's not how you should run your business. If you're an artist, you need to run your business like a business. It's got to be, well thought out. Why you charge this much? Why you charge this rate? Why you do that? It's curious. I'm good. Actually, Tracy asked a very good question. He's curious about how many people do I get for return business. I usually do, I've done pretty well. Guys, once again, I think it's about me. I think it's about because I've treated them well before. It just helped out. I treated them well before. They were good guys. I was a good guy to them. Yeah, they want to work with me again. Plus, I give people a lot of free. I'm immense amount of freedom. Even my artists, I'll usually tell them, okay, I'm looking for something like this, and I'll give them a bunch of sample artwork to use as a template, or not template. Actually as a basis for their art, and then I'll just let them go. Ben, so that's about $25 for a quarter page. Yeah, that's about that. You can go $25 to $50 for a quarter page. I've done headshots. Our headshots that we did were about a little bit larger than a quarter page. They were like $35 a piece to $50. So, it's not an exact science, but it definitely is a let's think it out kind of science. Because it could be. See, now it's raining. Now I'm outside and it's raining. I don't want to go inside because the connection sucks. It all depends. Like everything, it all depends. Some people work for you because they like you. I think that's 90% too. If people like you, they'll always do nice stuff for you. People I've worked with that were great. Hey, you need something? Don't worry about it. Hey, you need something? You need a picture? You need some art? You need some land? Don't worry about it. I'll take care of it. Boom. Because that's just the way it is. If you're a nice guy to them, they're gonna be a nice guy to you, and we'll all be happy. At least in my personal book. See, it's raining now. I don't like this raining now. So I just. I think you can do good work and be friendly and have a lot of good people working for you, and you can get paid. Maybe not up front. Maybe that's the problem. Maybe not up front. Maybe you don't make the big money up front. Maybe the money you make is in the back end. It's later down the road. This helps establish you as a solid, reputable person, and then after that, boom, you get the good money. You get the good stuff. But everybody's gonna have a solid foundation. And sometimes you just do work because people you want to work with. If Wayne Reynolds came to me and said, Lewis, I love what you're doing. I want to do something for you. Sure, Wayne. I'm gonna find the money to work with Wayne. Even though it's more than what I would probably spend on a regular artist, but I want to work with Wayne. I think he's a good artist. I think he can bring some awesome creativity to what I'm doing. I can also learn something from him that I normally maybe not get. And I think those are important skills in itself. I think a lot of people miss out on that kind of stuff. But it is what it is. All right. Since it's raining and it's late, I'm going to go back inside and do some more work and then get out of here and then figure what am I going to do for the rest of my day since it's raining. That's a scary point. All right. I'll talk to y'all later.